Hey, everybody, it's Wednesday, and you know what that means. Yes, that's right. It's time for Sarcastic Distractions, the interesting podcast for interesting people. Featuring, as always, the Gentleman Society of Podcasting. Myself, Harvey. My heterosexual life mate, Dave.
Hello.
The ever-loving, ever-peeving AJ.
Don't do that.
Oh, God.
He's not peeving. He's just it's droplets. He's good control. He's doing his best. He's doing his best.
I don't need the
pressure.
I
Yeah.
don't need the depends yet.
Yeah.
Yes, true.
Not a sponsor.
Yeah,
Not
it doesn't
sponsored.
depend at all
If
yet.
you want to sponsor us in 20 years,
Yeah, we're not going to say no in 20 years, but hopefully we'll
I
come up
mean,
with some other
sponsor
sponsors
now
by
and
then.
we'll save it for a rainy day.
Yeah.
We'll
Or
put
if you're
those
going out for a
away.
big hike, to be honest, if you are truly just going out for a long hike,
I will pee on a tree.
well, and
I
again,
will pee on a tree.
it depends on where you're exactly hiking. Do you know where you're
I
at? And the
will pee.
mosquitoes.
I will pee on a tree.
Really?
I'll pee on a tree. Dude, where I grew up, mosquitoes were...
On your ding
Just-
dong all the time?
Dude, you'd come out of the bush, you'd have to check your nuts for fucking ticks.
Okay.
Yeah,
That would be a regular...
Okay, I'm going to say,
So
why
why
you're
do-
nuts?
Why do people live
That-
there?
you know what? You want to talk about what we're talking about today? You want to talk about what we're talking about today? Ladies and gentlemen,
Yes.
everybody, we're talking about pet peeves.
Yes, we are.
You want to know
exactly what we're
a big
talking
pet peeve of mine?
Okay, what's that?
What's that, AJ?
Dicks
Tell
on your
us.
nuts.
I thought it was us positing it, whatever you want to say. Just
No.
to annoy the hell out of you.
Ticks on your nuts.
Yeah, that's good.
No, I've never had a nut tick.
That's
I
good.
have had ticks.
But you have had pet peeves.
I have.
Lots of them.
Plenty of them. Well,
Right?
I'm going to say we're going to try to keep this episode. Speaking of pet peeves, when this episode just never effing end.
It will not stop.
I am tired. I want to go home.
Yeah, so that's what we are talking about. Yeah, let's talk about pet peeves.
I didn't do the research. And we could, of course I didn't.
Well, shocking on.
We-
Speaking of
we
my
could-
pet peeves.
Yeah,
No,
did you?
kidding,
Then
I'm
you
kidding.
did the research on this.
Sure did.
Where did the term "what is a pet peeve"?
Oh,
like,
I can share what my, and again, I wouldn't count it from research.
not the definite, like not like what are yours, like
No. What's my perspective of a pet peeve?
Yeah.
My perspective of a pet peeve.
Oh no, I want to literally know where the words.
Oh, well, we're not
like
going to
what's
know
a
that.
peeve? Why is it a pet?
People just Google that nowadays.
I mean,
who
pet
wants to know that?
something close to you. Peeve.
Like I'm peeved.
Yeah, something like that.
It's
I'm
probably
peeved,
based off
golly
some other
gee.
language or something.
Probably
Yeah.
something. It's probably fucking something Latin.
Yeah.
No,
Latin.
yeah, maybe
Yeah. Oh, yeah, let's say Latin.
It's like pet.
Yeah.
Pet is Latin for
for
Pets.
For pets.
thing.
For-
Close to you.
That's right.
Thing close to you thing.
Close to you thing. Yeah, that's right.
Whoa. You're always coming up with your thing constantly. All right, moving on.
Yeah, I got my.
But
thing
for
right.
me,
That was
pet
what I
peeve
was
is just really that thing that annoys, irritates, but you don't freak out too much about it, right? It's
Right.
just that thing, and it's one of those things that people just do,
Yeah.
right?
Constantly.
Yeah. Or that's your perception. At least that's what I perceive it as.
Right.
That's yeah.
Yep. Indeed.
I think there are different levels
Sure.
of peevedness.
Like DEF
Really?
cons.
Yeah. There you go. Exactly. Peeved con.
Yeah, PeepCon, yeah. PeepCon 5,
PeePeeCon.
PeepCon fucking 6. I'm gonna fucking lose it.
Oh no, isn't it like the lower the number, the
Is
higher
better.
the?
Is the better.
Oh, no, it's
DEFCON
worse.
5. Yeah, DEFCON 5 is the worst, isn't it?
Is it?
No, I thought it was
DEFCON
down.
1
Oh, yeah.
No,
you're
it's
right.
10.
DEFCON
Yeah,
1
you're
was
right.
like the
One-
fucking absolute.
That's
Yeah,
right.
one is we're at
Well,
war.
we're doing
Armageddon.
PeepCon. We can do
Yeah.
whatever we want. We can
Yeah,
do
I guess
whatever
so.
level.
or that side.
Sarcasticon.
Sarcastic.
Sounds like a transformer.
Yeah, like a
Yeah,
rude.
I'm Sarcasticon.
Yeah, I'm like totally transformed
Worse.
now.
Yeah, I'm a transformer. And
That would be our podcast in Transformer form. That would be it. You would never go on the proper missions because you'd be distracted by all this other shit.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Sarcastic. I love it.
Yeah, to me, it's just things that constantly irritate you. I don't
Yeah.
mean just irritate on one
Constant-
instant, but to me, a pet
But, like,
peeve is it always irritates
Yeah,
you.
not like a one-off.
Yeah, because
So
there's
the-
always the one-offs.
Yeah, for sure.
That happens.
all the time.
so is it like a form of OCD in a way?
I would say in some ways it might.
Yeah, I would imagine it channels the same neural pathways. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
for sure.
the fact that it's something that
You.
like, for instance, let's have a for instance. Here's one of my for instances.
Okay.
Grammar.
Ah.
Yeah, that's a me.
And one major thing in regards to grammar, and I've noticed it since I moved down here 20 odd years ago, 15 years ago. saw and seen.
I saw that
for some
and
reason.
I've seen it.
People in Southern Ontario don't grasp that concept between saw and seen and when to use it properly.
Well, I seen that tree, but I'm sawing it now.
That's fucking amazing.
But it just, it's like, I seen that the other day.
Yeah.
Or I seen that movie. It's like, where are you from? Appalachia? I don't.
London,
I
Ontario.
don't understand. Well, it's bad in St. Thomas too.
I know. I'm just
like in the smaller communities. I'm serious. I'm not even.
Well,
like,
listen. Did you just fucking compare us to St. Thomas? You son of a bitch.
Yeah, we're better.
Speaking of pet peeves,
we're better.
Next, you're gonna bring Simon to this.
It's just because I know too many people that, and honestly, it's none of us. It's you don't. I've never noticed Dave do it.
I don't think I have. Yeah.
I've never noticed you do it.
Well, I've read books.
Dude, it's even educated people.
Yeah, it's
educated people.
It's a region. I don't know.
I think it is.
Yeah, it's just a region thing. Like it does happen, but
it annoys me greatly.
Yeah, well, there you go. That is a pet peeve.
Or even written grammar.
Yeah,
like there, and there. Your and your.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like I even feel bad like myself if you're doing like a quick text or something like that and you're kind of hitting the words and then you send Y-O-U-R instead of Y-O-U-R-E. Even I'm like, oh God.
I would say that is a pet peeve of mine that I wish I bitched about more is people that send unedited texts. Fucking diatribes with no.
Okay, if it's a full like,
and put a period in it for fuck's sakes, okay? Break it up, make it a proper sentence, because otherwise I got to decipher what you're trying to say.
What the idea.
It's like,
where your ideas
like,
break up. Yeah.
Like the whole point of being able to read and write is to get the ideas out of your head so that way other people can understand them. If you fucking write those out so I can't understand it, you're not doing your job.
Okay, before we get into this too deep, I'd like to comment out one small thing. You two are sounding like old fucking men right now.
I'll give people certain things. I'll let things slide. I'll let it slide.
Throw you in there. I'm not going to be that mad.
Like when you're writing something out, like colons or semicolons,
right?
Like,
okay, sure.
Getting deep cut like that is a little more like like you didn't use you know what? I had to look up on Google the other day when to use which.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
But then there's,
so I don't know how that. I feel like that's something I would never. But yeah, you would have to if you don't know how to.
Right.
Yeah.
Certain things that should be, like apostrophe S. When to use that versus when not to use it, kind of thing.
Or when the apostrophe comes after the S.
That's what,
Can I say you at least took the time to educate yourself on how to use those, right?
That's true.
How many people do that, right?
Yeah, not many.
That's to your point though. Like I don't really get mad anymore about people yours and yours, whatever they decide how they do it, as much as because
you get the autocorrect.
Sure,
sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
Even autocorrect, even talk to text. I was don't even get me started on top.
Okay, my brother, shout out to Josh, but he must have took the hit because he'll do talk to text because a lot of times driving whatever, and he'll just get these things and I'll be like fucking so irate and I'm like I'm just not gonna answer this for a long time. I'll answer it when I'm not so angry, and then now he'll be like, oh, so sorry for the grammar, I'm doing talk to text right now. I'm like, okay, all right, at least you're apologizing,
right.
Acknowledging what's happening.
I had to do that. I had to do that today. Nikki asked what time we were meeting up, and I said I was playing a video game. I said
very important.
I had to talk to text, and I said what was I going to say? I want to say 6. I said, but it picked up. I want to say sex.
There you go. Heyo. Both are equally true.
That's a win-win.
Like, la la la, and I hit it.
That's a win-win.
Because I saw the S and the X. Right?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, yeah, She got a kick out of that.
You didn't use ChatGPT to answer?
No,
like, what? No, okay.
No, we can talk about that later.
We sure will.
Yeah, but yeah. So I'd have to say grammar, at least basic grammar. The basic grasp of grammar is, or lack
for
thereof,
me
would be one of my.
Doesn't really bug me. Again, if I'm just in a text message or somebody I know, like it doesn't bug me.
It does. The only time grammar does bug me is when I'm like reading a professionally written article.
Well, then I would
And-
just
Oh, well,
stop
there's-
reading
yeah,
it.
definitely.
Right.
there's
Then
that
I'm like,
too.
fuck you. You don't have
For sure.
good sense enough to edit this.
Oh, if it's
Yeah.
like one oops out of the entire
one
article,
oops, sure,
Come on, we're
sure.
all
But when
human.
you start to see like little things throughout a whole article, I'm like, oh, this is not for
so
me.
you're gonna fail that poor grade 7, right?
I sure am. Sure am. Like, sorry. Gotta go back to the
Yeah,
book.
I have
kid.
to admit, I do not. And again, well, I was about to say shit. So when it comes to the actual English language, I don't have any of these pet peeves. I must admit, no.
So you
But
you can, and again, going back to my question of it must be like the same neural pathways or the same
I have no
whatever
idea,
as OCD, but I have a hard time. It hurts my soul when I'm having a conversation with somebody and the saw scene thing happens. Like,
yeah, no, that doesn't.
It takes everything in my power not to say.
That might say
Saw.
more about you
Saw.
than it does the person making the mistake.
I do somewhat understand though.
It hurts my soul.
Because on my side, and again, when I'm doing a code review of somebody else's implementation and they have semicolons, the tabs, spaces all over the place, that irritates the F out of me, especially in a professional
Well, I guess
environment.
that would be your grammar.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
my version of the grammar. It's one of those and especially one of the great things about software development nowadays, you just ESLint this shit. Like you don't even need to think about it anymore.
It's like it's already pre-done. Like, just
Yeah. Oh, it's one of those things that, but I've learned through my couple of years of experience, yell at yourself if you're not around that person in the sense of these fucking youngins nowadays don't know how to fucking do anything.
Yeah.
And then you just politely try to show them so that way, when they do it twice, I'm allowed to beat them. But the first time I got to give them a bit of a pass.
Shame.
Yeah, basically.
Shame.
What about you got what's
Oh,
your,
I have no
what's your-
pet peeves.
Oh,
None.
So actually, I had one. I was just thinking of it. What really sucks is when you have a dedicated schedule where the time is always supposed to start at a certain time, and yet the other two people that are part of the group never fucking show up on time or are often very late.
That is the worst.
It
That
is
I
really
don't know,
annoying.
I don't know if I should defend myself or just kind of roll with it.
And then, of course, the one time where you were a minute late, all you hear for the first 5 fucking minutes is how you were late.
Because you realize he's the dick and I'm just the balls along for the ride, right?
right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, those things, that's one of those fun things.
Because we didn't let you know that secretly we start at 6:05. We just been telling you 6.
Because we want you to be here early.
Right. That's right.
That's
right.
I have to admit, it's one of those things. I'll be a little less annoyed, Dave, soon, because once the good weather comes, it's less of a
course.
thing. But I have to admit, those few times where,
I'm sorry, guy.
you're out there till 12 after, we're supposed to be there at 7 or whatever the time was at this moment. And it's like, I'm fucking freezing my ass off. The door's fucking locked.
I didn't expect this to be therapy.
Yeah, neither did I.
I have to admit, as soon as I saw that in the list, because we had the lovely chat online there, as soon as I saw that, I instantly went to this, pet peeves. Because one nice thing about pet peeves is it's one of those funny things where in the right situation, right crowd, you can almost say, oh, I have this annoying pet peeve and try to generic something that somebody does constantly and see if they pick up on it. I have to admit, I have done that in the office,
Yeah.
Going back more a decade ago, we had a lovely employee who unfortunately wasn't able to properly care for their body. And I was still relatively junior back then. So we just did that whole, we would chit-chat, at the lunch table together. Me and a guy I worked with were like, you and I are going to actually yip at each other a bit about it. See if maybe they pick up on this.
Nice.
Yeah,
it's good.
It did not work at all, but it was a good idea.
I have a similar idea for current pet peeve I have with my current job. And it happens to do with customers. I very much don't like that customers leave fucking garbage in their carts all the time. All the time. There's no other scenario would you ever find that acceptable to leave your fucking half-eaten chicken bones in a cart.
I feel like that people think that people who work in the position that you do, cleaning up the shopping carts and whatnot. A lot of people have this mentality, and you have discussed this before because I remember you mentioned this when I asked you how the job
Sure.
went.
Yeah.
Have this mentality of it's somebody else's job.
Right.
And for some reason, shopping carts is up on that list of shopping carts and leaving your tray on the table at McDonald's.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
it's somebody else's job. They can fucking
Or
do it. Somebody
leaving
gets
your
paid for
garbage
that,
at the side. Yeah, exactly.
right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's ignorant.
it is absolutely
It's
ignorant.
incredibly ignorant. But yeah,
Absolutely.
it's stupid.
Yeah.
It's
I do
dumb,
have a
man.
question though.
Uh-huh.
So, in your
I'll give you
particular location, are you able to actually return your cart? And is there a garbage can anywhere? near?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so
Yeah,
I'll give it
absolutely.
then your location because I do know another location.
Yeah, no,
We're
that's not necessarily true.
Yeah, there is zero garbage anywhere.
But there's probably garbage cans on like the way out
Uh-huh.
or by the doors.
There are.
I bet you there are. I bet you there's garbage cans.
I'm talking
Well, that's what I
about
mean. That's
by
why
the
I'm-
doors of the building.
Yeah,
so you put
so
your
that's
garbage
fair.
in the fucking
Oh,
garbage
I'm
can.
talking
so
about-
that's a good
That's the
call.
garbage can.
That's a good call.
I'm talking
Fair,
about the
fair.
fucking sociopaths that abandon their carts with full of
Oh,
garbage.
those assholes.
So if that's
Oh,
not
I
deliberate,
misunderstood.
I don't know what is.
Okay.
That's just laziness. It's deliberate laziness.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
laziness because A, they don't want to take the cart back.
right.
Yeah.
B, they don't want to put the garbage in.
Right.
Right? So
Gotcha.
it's like laziness
That's
squared.
so your pet peeve is
If
maybe
not
more that
cubed.
laziness. You have the
Sure.
ability to do this task to
And
help
yet you choose
Yeah.
not to.
It's like-
right.
litterers.
Yeah.
I hate
absolutely.
litterers.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like there are certain sections
There's no
always around the
reason.
city where you just see piles of garbage,
Yeah.
and it's just one of those. Why? And you look, and there's a garbage can. It's just-
Exactly.
That's why when the whole pandemic there started and with the masks on the ground,
Yeah,
it's just ridiculous.
yeah. I have to admit, I have
For
my
sure.
glove now, and once we get to spring, I am going to be that annoying old man that's going to start picking up that fucking garbage. I've decided.
Yeah.
And I love that I'm running out of breath as I'm trying to. It's just, yeah, it's just, if this is the thing that I want people to do more, I've
Right.
decided I'm going to fucking clean this up. That way, when I fucking see, and yes, I'm blaming the fucking teenagers. Hey, oi!
Do you think?
Yeah. Nikki,
So-
Nikki wants to start doing that more with Max.
Yeah.
I think.
Becca does that. I don't know if she
We
wants to
have,
tell, but wants me to let
The
her
handy
know,
thing? Yeah,
but-
Yeah, we
Yeah,
have
yeah, I
we
got
have
it. The
I
garbage.
actually- I found it at my kid's bus stop.
Nice.
Brand new.
There you go.
I'm
Cool.
sure some person of
Accidentally forgot it.
transient lifestyle
Sure.
was looking through their crap there.
Transient lifestyle. I like
Yeah.
that. But to your point,
Hmm.
David, yes, I agree. So I've decided to do something about it. If I do see customers with carts bringing them back and they've got garbage in them, I'll politely ask them, please throw those, throw that away.
Gotcha.
Or I was like, that yours? Want to take care of that for us? Thanks so much. Appreciate it. And those that do that willingly or bring their carts back, I make it a point to thank them and thank them
Gotcha.
loudly and thank them and appreciate them, have a conversation with them, all that stuff. My goal is,
And he gives them a coupon for
yep, I
free
do, and a
hot
fucking
dog.
sucker and a pat on the butt. Get out of here, kid. No. But the whole idea is if I do it enough, hopefully plant some seeds, and yeah, that's
You know what I
that's-
like about this description
Uh-huh.
is you could have some random person join us on this little podcast and start talking about. You know what I really fucking hate? I'm just trying to put the cart back, and I have this person yelling "thank you" at me. Really
I
loud.
know,
Like, come on, I'm just
just fuck off.
yeah, I'm just trying to get shit out of the way. I don't
There's,
need your love.
There's a whole YouTube channel dedicated this guy. It's called Cart Narcs.
Oh yes, I heard of
And
this.
yeah, guy goes around to different parking lots and like waits for people to leave their cart in the middle of the parking lot, and then he'll go up and he'll like put like a bumper sticker, like
Oh,
a
gotcha.
magnetic bumper sticker on their, like he's not ruining their car or anything.
Yeah.
It was like a magnetic bumper sticker saying like, "I don't put my carts away" or whatever, or something.
Good.
more
Shame 'em.
clever.
Shame
Yeah,
them.
basically shaming them.
Yeah.
Right? And it's hilarity ensues.
Oh, nice.
Because listen, I've learned now. You have time to shop. You have time to put your cart back. There's
Yeah.
no excuses.
Nikki and Max.
There are
always-
excuses.
Always,
What excuses are there?
You're going out shopping. You have 3 bloody kids because you have no other ability than to try and get in the van, out of the van, toddler, baby.
Figure your fucking life out.
No.
I'm
Max-
sorry.
Max and Nikki have made it a routine that every time they take the cart back, it's like a
Yeah,
thing, right?
I'm not saying that things are impossible, but there are situations that I will give and those situations I'll also try to help that person. Like if they have
Sure.
a kid
Wait
yelling,
a second, you only have 2 kids.
I wasn't talking about myself particularly. Plus, I'm technically the third. But anyway, we'll ignore that
I
fact.
was going to say, I hope you're calling yourself the third.
The honesty comes out.
No, I just mean it honestly. Like there are situations where I see somebody act in a certain way, but I also somewhat understand maybe why it's happening. Versus another situation where it's somebody just like whatever, or walking down the street with their buddies and garbage thrown over the shoulder, like that type of thing is a no.
It happens less when people have to rent the carts.
Yeah.
When you have to put the quarter in.
Of course. Yeah.
Or
Well, because they want the
or the
quarterback.
dowla.
Yeah.
not so much with the quarters. The quarters, people are just
whatever.
$1.
But
Once you get up to $1, it's a little more.
People are like serious.
Are
About
there
that.
dollar ones here in London?
At least there used to be.
Yeah, there was. I don't know if there are now.
No frills.
No, they're quarter.
They're quarter again.
Oh, they're always been quarter.
No, they used to. They were $1 once.
Yeah, I believe there
this.
was.
In what world? I have to admit,
In
I'm
this world.
okay, but
in
what?
this
No
universe.
frills.
I'm also remembering
what? No frills.
dollar cards.
Dollar bill.
I
Yeah.
feel like I want to say like the Northland Mall one that I
Okay,
remember.
I have to
last,
admit, I've
but I don't know
never
about
seen
now.
dollar. I've only ever seen quarters. Only ever.
Mm.
And I'm one of those annoying people with my 3D printer back in the day. I'd make the fake quarter that stick it in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's great.
To be honest, it was more
Like a
just because we
slug.
never actually had. It's always one of those we go, oh shit, do you have a quarter?
Well,
No, I don't have a quarter.
I guess that's not even really. It's not even really that immoral because you're not stealing.
Oh, I wasn't stealing.
Right.
And to be honest, I always want the
you're
damn
not,
thing
you're not
back.
stealing anything because you get your quarter back anyway.
yeah.
It's
Sure,
you're
yeah.
renting it.
Yeah.
Right? So you get your quarter back anyway. So for
Yep.
you to print, it's not stealing.
No, it wasn't
Sure.
stealing.
As long as you take the card back.
I did take
the
You're
card
a dickhole
back.
about it, right?
Right.
Yeah, I don't think I'm a dickhole about anything. It's one of those annoying traits of mine. I'm just really perfect. Fuck.
If that's not a pet peeve of
Sorry.
ours,
I don't
that's not
know.
on our list, Chris.
Holy shit! The perfection of this fucking guy. Yeah, and then the other is the abandoning of said cards. Just don't
The
do it.
abandoning.
Just don't
The
do it.
abandoning.
Just don't do it. Don't. I don't see.
This-
I
I see
don't
that-
see an excuse. I just don't.
I just now want to go out to your location
because
and
if
start
you're
moving
making,
cards.
well, you know what? Remember how much I used to love. You and I both used to love kicking over shopping carts, fucking with shopping carts when we were teenagers.
yes.
Good times. I don't like that no more. I don't like that no
This job has given you
A perspective.
an
Sure
entirely new respect
Sure
for shopping carts. We're gonna see one day Chris is gonna have like a
wow.
selfie or something. He's gonna be walking over a bridge and he's gonna be, guys, TikTok. Like I just saw this cart in the river, and he's gonna get all emotional.
Yeah,
it's gonna be
The
like
cart
some
in the river?
Yeah.
For sure.
Is this the level of appreciation?
I don't
we
know,
can
but
expect
I
from you?
realize now how many lives I must have made difficult by being such a dick in my youth.
He's gonna turn
That's
into
all.
bubbles and
Yeah.
start fixing
For
shopping
sure,
carts.
yeah. Yeah. Actually, that does happen at work, but that's a topic for another day.
Are you the bubbles?
I'm not him. Not I yet. No. I'm working my way up. That's
Oh,
working my way
I'm
up.
glad you put him at that higher level.
you want to
Good
be the
on
green
you.
bastard of your.
Hey, they're not the same person. What are you talking about? You're crazy. Crazy. Nuts. Anyways, it's just, it's consideration for others. That's all it is. Just have it. Just
Yeah.
have it.
I have picked
we-
up that this thing might annoy you a bit. I picked up, which to me is part of the definition of a petty peeve.
Of course. Of
Yeah.
course.
Mhm.
Of course. One I just pretty much turn off as soon as this happens. If somebody starts like bragging about their wealth or something that they have, I just tune right the fuck
Mhm.
out. Because I'm like, if you're not giving it to me, I don't care.
Well, to
I don't
me,
care.
it depends.
I just don't care.
I think that's a pet peeve.
Especially unprovoked. Especially if I didn't like ask or didn't, you know what I mean? They just, So,
Yeah, I think there's a difference between like, hey, look at this, look what I got. Hey,
Yeah.
check this out, and look what I've got.
Yeah.
Look at this thing that I've got. I think there's
So I will admit there is a difference, but I have to admit there are times where even I have something or I've done something and I really want to show you because I'm very happy about it.
Sure.
Right?
But again, I think there's a difference between bragging
Right.
and being happy to show somebody something.
Okay, that's a fair argument back.
Like-
at me.
Showing something because it brings you happiness and you want to have that happiness exude in others by showing that whatever. Yes, I'm definitely down for that. I fucking do that all the time. You know what I mean? I think that's great. But when it's like basically you're holding it over somebody.
Well,
So it's your perception that upsets you.
I think of
Okay.
a recent
Possibly.
example. I sent you a picture on
TikTok?
I'm
sorry.
No, on Snapchat. It goes away after on PlayStation of runes,
Sure.
the Elden Ring
Yeah.
runes and stuff like that. Now that's like, hey, look what I can do.
Yeah, look what I can
But-
do. Yeah.
That's like, hey, cool, look at that. But
Yeah.
now had I been like, hey, look what I can keep doing.
Yeah,
keep doing,
exactly.
Keep doing,
or if you said, if
hey,
you
look
were
what I
like,
keep doing. Look what I'm doing now. Look what I'm doing now. That would be more of a brag.
or
I
more
think.
so, if you're like, hey, look what I did, and I'm like, oh, cool. How'd you do that? And you're like, I'm not telling.
Oh, and gatekeeping.
and I'm like,
it
oh,
too.
what the fuck
Yeah,
is that? That's weird.
That's more of a
That's
dick move.
yeah.
I'd say that's
That-
over a brag. Man.
Yeah,
that's like,
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
dick move.
Yeah.
But what I find
Yeah.
funny is you actually have then two sides of that coin. So you're irritated when people share with you, and then you're irritated when they don't share more.
No, it's not that. Like, what his whole point is, obviously, if I'm interested because we're playing the same game. So he's sharing that with me, which I'm obviously genuinely happy for him. And when I'm ready to do such things, if he wants to teach me to do such things, he will happily do that.
I would love to.
So it's all good. That's
I'm
all.
also-
That's all love
but I think
in the air. We're
I
all
think
loving.
brag-
So
I
in
think-
my
I think-
case,
I
since
think
I
the brag
want to
comes-
share, if I want to share my game, which you don't play, that's rude.
No, I think the brag comes when
No.
when you're continuously shoving it in somebody's face. then.
Sure.
Like, hey, look what I can do, and hey, look what I can do, and or look what I have, or look what
Yeah.
you know. Like, it's I think the continuation of that.
If you're trying to use it to
Look
gain
it,
like
look it,
social
look it, look
equity, or you're trying to use it to hold, I don't know. I don't, it feels arrogant and weird to me.
There
This
you
is
go. You
something
said
I
it.
don't want to.
I'll give
be a
that.
part of
Yeah,
that.
yeah. If
That's all.
there's also an
And if I
attitude that
do
comes
such
along with it.
things, if I am one of those people that does such things, please let me know, and I will definitely.
No,
do
more
whatever
what I
can
meant
to
though is
stop
what you said it when you perceive it that way, because you said
Yeah.
when I feel that way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Well,
But the
yeah.
person may actually just be trying to be
These pet
excited.
peeves are through my experience.
Yeah, I know. And the person might just be truly trying to engage with you and try to
I'm
get you
gonna-
happy back. And
I'm going to
and to them.
disagree. There's a point, and I'm gonna. There's an attitude that also comes along with bragging, as opposed to
well, it's always
being-
bragging.
being happy for.
It is. And again, what's funny is we kind of have
This is how I feel
yeah.
about it.
Oh, this is pet peeve of yours too, AJ.
This is how I feel about it, Dave.
And 2 out of 3 feelings rule. So,
Oh,
but,
you're
you
all
know,
about, I remember.
I think there's more
You're
of
the
a.
majority rule kind of guy. I got ya.
That's
I think
right.
there's more of a negative or arrogant kind of attitude that comes along with a brag.
Yeah.
Now that I more grok that sense of when somebody is like, not just shit, man, look what I was able to do. It's a, hey man, fucking look how great this is. Is this great? I saw you try to do something like this and it was shit. Like when they're trying to be negative in that sense.
that too.
Or there's like they're using it as a sense of entitlement.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's where again, it's just hard because again, like, and I'll pick more of my kids in this case. Like, you know,
Well, no, like I get what he's saying, because like let's take like if I had a Tesla and Chris
Well,
didn't
we have a friend that has a Tesla.
I don't think he's like this though.
No, he's not.
well, I don't know. He
if
like
I- if I-
described it constantly, put us on this whole ride,
Or it's
everything.
like, or he'd be talking to me like, in like my Tesla, Chris, you wouldn't know about that because you have a GMC,
Right. They're like,
but my
okay, what is
Tesla,
this?
because my Tesla is like, again,
Yeah.
Chris, you don't know about this because you just have
Yeah,
a truck.
yeah,
You just,
for
it's
sure.
just a truck.
Right.
That's
That
that,
would be-
braggy
yeah, that's a
sort
massive
of attitude
Humble,
of
braggy
you're
attitude.
a fuck you,
Chris
dick.
just has to be quiet, and at the end we go, yeah, your small Tesla with my huge fucking truck.
Squish your car.
That's right. You want to have a head-on, see who wins? I mean,
You know, it's funny. The Tesla will probably still win, but
yeah, exactly.
Right? And just
Yeah.
fucking go through.
Right.
yeah,
Exactly.
he pushes the button. Yeah, it goes into
Right.
fade.
Yeah.
Patch
Phases right
10.3
through.
is the
Yeah.
phasing patch. Right?
Well, yeah. But no, that's an apt analogy.
I can get,
absolutely.
yeah, I could get
It's just-
behind your peeve.
I don't know. I just don't understand. But I also don't come from that world.
You're
so,
gonna get into his peeve chain. Gotcha.
Yeah.
yeah, my
I can get
PJ.
down with that peeve.
That might be a social media. Well, it's pretty much already doing that. It's going to say just do it all on pet peeves, but that's pretty much Twitter.
Grinds.
That's pretty much.
Grinds my gears.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I
Pretty
don't.
much- What? Sorry.
Huh?
What?
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 Huh?
Tomatoes?
I have a peeve of pets.
Uh-huh.
Interruption, but in certain
But
circumstances.
what kind of interaction?
When you're trying to be serious, when you're trying to have like a serious conversation with somebody, like us having this conversation here, being jokey and laughy and
Mhm.
kind of
For our serious podcast.
interjecting.
Yeah.
First, or dramatic, but interjecting kind
Yeah.
of a point to be like blah blah. Blah. Yeah,
Or
that's
like 99% of our conversations outside
It's
of the
cutting each
podcast.
other off.
It's cutting each other off.
that sort of interruption or cutoff. For some reason, it doesn't.
Flag
doesn't-
the same way.
Yeah, it doesn't flag
Twinge.
exactly. It doesn't flag
Yeah,
the same
yeah.
way. But if you're having like a serious conversation or even a disagreement with your significant other, or right, and you're trying
Not that
to
that
get
ever
your point
happens.
across. Oh, never. You know, that one time every year and a half or so when you have a disagreement with your significant,
Sure.
and you're trying to get a point across, but they just kind of jump in with what they want to say. Those kind of interruptions piss me off.
Yeah.
Or you're in the middle of talking to somebody, and again, it's less of a conversation like this, and you really want to tell them something,
Mm.
and they just completely blankly cut you off, like they haven't been listening to you for the past
Right.
4 minutes or something like
they
that.
just completely
Yeah.
ignore
Yeah.
it
And
talk
they
about their point.
Exactly. Yeah.
And they're
that
something else.
really
That
it
is
doesn't it doesn't only annoy me, that one, but it kind of really bums me out.
Yeah, that's when you stop talking to that person.
Yeah, because it's just kind of like, you know, like
Yeah.
you know, it's like
Yeah,
you
that's
just kind of seem to be on your own
Yeah.
own track, and regardless of what I have
going
to
on.
say,
Yeah,
So-
there has to be reciprocation.
Yeah, for me, that first one, I am the significant other, and I have to admit, it took a lot of being properly beaten.
So you're the one intro.
Yeah, I finally, I have to admit, my better half actually just basically, she didn't truly punch me in the face, but the verbal version of punch me in the
Yeah,
face.
Yeah.
And I have over time done everything in my power to properly stop, don't speak, listen. And I even make this common comment, because I always say to her, let me know if it's one of those moments of you're just really fucking stressed, it's been a shitty day, and all you want to do is just bitch up and down about everything, and all I need to do, smile, nod, listen, but nothing else. I don't need to fix anything.
I think it's contextual, right? Because it's even I'll take our situation again, because
You mean ours, the podcast?
Yes.
People can't see it.
our three of us situation.
Thought maybe you, David Shad, or something. I don't know.
Because if there is a point, it's contextual, and
Yeah, of course.
it's about reading the room, right? Because that whole point there, neither of us spoke up, because it was a little more like,
it was
you wanted to get your shit out, you want to get your point out. It's not a nonsense point, or you know. But so that it's.
Yeah, no, I got you.
I feel you though, Dave. I'm very much the same in the significant other department. Becca loves to talk about the fact, she's like, are you listening, or are you just waiting to jump in with your point? Like,
I get that, and I sometimes I'm just like, sorry. I'm sorry. Pinch me.
I got something really exciting to say.
I can't absolve myself of doing it, but in my situation, I'm the person on the other end. So
yes.
I'm like, are you actually like fucking paying attention?
Yeah.
Or are you trying to think of the next thing that you're going to say?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like it's
And I have to admit, I again,
it's not that you don't have the right.
No, and that's just it. Even when Shannon's not doing I'm here just to bitch and complain, which is fine. She actually is trying to, but I'm learning. I shouldn't say I have learned. And it's funny enough, through YouTube videos and shit like that, where this is a common thing. And it's always step back, focus on what that person is saying. Don't solve, don't do anything else. Just listen.
Yep.
And when they stop, if they're truly asking you, try to repeat back what you've perceived. Just, hey, okay, so if I understand, because then two good things happen. A, they know that you're hopefully listening. And B, if you've misunderstood anything, they can hopefully clarify for you.
I think that has to be presented in a really specific way too, because it can almost seem like that person's being questioned in a different way.
Right? Like, I don't mean
so
question.
You kind of have to.
It's just so if I understand
that,
perspective, like, is this? Okay. Because again, it's just trying to work with them. You're not trying to judge them yet, or anything. That may come.
Yet.
Well, no, I'm sorry. Like, there are situations where, I went and I, punched this kid in the face. Okay, well, so was something happening beforehand? No, I just got bored. Okay, well, no, I'm sorry. I'm going to punish you.
Exactly.
But anyway, that's what I mean. It's just that. Because I will admit this. You take Dave of the 20 years ago, and before you even finish your fucking sentence, all you got to do is... And I will admit, I still sometimes do. In fact, there is one unfortunate person on this planet, and it's actually a common joke. I do not know what it is, but as soon as this wonderful, wonderful woman that is older than me and may have birthed me, as soon as she starts asking questions, needs clarification, I go to Insta just bitchy Dave.
That's like me and my dad. That's like me. For some reason, there's got to be a reason though that we do it, because if I think about it with my dad, it's like I know he's not gonna retain this information or pay attention.
Yep.
So it's like,
Yeah.
why am I even?
Okay.
It's like, I'm going to get you through this hurdle. I'm going to hold your hand through this hurdle this one time. But when you need to do it again, you're going to ask me the same fucking question.
Right.
Yeah.
I think Rogan was describing this on their podcast where they were talking about how you're just sick and tired of having to explain something so fucking mundane over and over and over again.
Mhm.
You wish you could just teach them the first time to the point where you're like, I don't have time. And so you avoid conversations because you're like, I just want to deal with this. This is too much. Like, just shoot them a link on Google. Like,
The one thing I give my mom and I credit is we both know. And again, even while I'm acting this way, I know I'm being an asshole.
Yeah.
And by the time we finally close the laptop, I'm like, she's like, okay, do you feel better that you bitched the entire time? Sorry, Mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just try not to engage. I know that my dad can use his iPad, so usually my answer is Google it.
And I have to give my mom some credit, just to call her out, and so she knows, hey, from the start of where we began when she was going back to school to the point that she's graduated and done school, it became every day I was having to help, to the point of I don't think I helped her at all for the last 2 months, 3 months of her school.
Yeah.
So hey, she learned.
It's a lot. It's a lot, especially when the
Oh, it
realm,
is.
You
Yeah.
know, they like we grew up with it at least.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy.
Well, it's less even about computers per se in this case. It's just
sure.
something about my mom and I don't know. I have no
Yeah,
good
I
experience.
Yeah, it's
Today's
amazing how
computers.
like that relationship with your parent, like you can just drop all
Everything
fucking
else you've
bullshit.
learned.
Yeah, it's like, oh god,
Yeah.
immediately annoyed. It's like I see my mom's number, like, fuck.
Yep.
What are we talking about? This is about like, hey,
Yeah.
how's it going? And I think maybe it's something worth
Yeah.
what I'm talking about.
Yep.
And then 20 seconds, I'm like, oh, damn
Nope,
it.
it's going to be a good 30 minutes of just me agreeing to all the things that she's
Exactly.
angry about.
That's right.
Not
That's
that I'm
right.
talking about my mom right now.
No,
at all.
not my mom
no,
either.
No.
Other
Or-
people's moms.
God, so many pet peeves coming up. The repetition of knowledge that's already been given.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Like,
So actually, that one, I actually. Well, here, you finish your description, then I'll
give you an
Yeah,
example.
you give me your description.
I love my dad. If he ever hears this, I love my dad.
Hmm.
Oh my god. Their dog is deaf.
What?
Their dog. Their dog is deaf, and every time the dog barks, you hear, like, we'll be on video chat or something like that, and every time the dog barks, my mom will be like, Luke, or something like that, or he'll say the same thing. He'll holler at the dog, and then he'll look at us and go, Luke's deaf, like he's never like, no, Dave, look at me in the face. No,
Okay.
look at me. Like he's never told you before ever in life.
Fair enough. I'm thinking a slightly different
And this
perspective.
is, we're talking like, now it's probably been close to 30 to 50 times I've heard this, like, oh, hey, Luke's deaf,
It sounds like a shots game to me. But anyway,
He's-
sorry.
He's old.
does sound
If I drank, but yeah, Luke's deaf, he's old.
Yeah.
So it's gotten to the point where now it's a game
Yeah.
where it's like, what, really? Every time he tells me, I act like he's never told me before, or instead of, because it's like, why even get, like, I've gotten so annoyed that I'm over annoyed, and now it's just silly to me.
Mhm.
It's just like,
Oh, that's
fuck.
good. You've at least transitioned
It's annoying, but it's like one of those, like, fuck, okay, let's do something to
to try it.
But
to
that's
try
what I
and-
do in those situations. If I'll make a game out of it and I'll plan it all out. So that way, what are they going to say? I got this response. And
Yeah.
the next one, a response. I got a response because I'm like, you're not going to stop fucking saying it.
Right?
I may as well have fun with it,
It's like I almost want to start a counter.
But wait a second. So deaf dog. I'm curious. Has he been deaf like his whole life?
No.
Just
Okay.
down an older age.
Yeah.
Elder dog.
Oh, okay. I was going to
Yeah.
say, like, when he barks, does he bark like, a deaf person speaks?
Oh,
Like-
my word.
No.
Oh,
No.
my
okay.
word.
No.
all right, okay. I don't know.
He's loud though. He almost sounds like a fucking
I mean, he'd have to be.
barking turkey.
Well, he probably just
He
can't,
can't hear himself
Yeah.
exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
I think he's got a little bit of hearing. 'cause
Oh,
I
it maybe.
if you yell really loud at him.
He'll come over and look.
He'll kind of he'll jerk his head.
That might be why he's barking a bit louder.
Maybe.
But like everything else, like his eyesight and his scent and his all that stuff is fine.
Sweet.
Oh, that's good to hear at least. So I have to admit, my perspective is not quite the same actually. So because more my thing is you get together with family or old friends, and you're just relaxing, fun, and a story gets told, and then you see him 3 months, 6 months later, maybe a year. Same story gets told.
Sure, yeah.
Different.
And again, it's just that nostalgia. I don't mind that either because it's yes, I've heard this story from this particular person 50 times.
Yeah,
but it's been over the course of 30 years.
Because you can almost join in on the telling of the story because when they start telling the story, you can be like, and then you told me this one, and then this thing, and they're like, and then this thing, and then
yes.
But when it's like.
I got you. And that's where I misunderstood when you started.
And it's just, it's my dad's personality, and it gets worse as he gets older. Right? Because he's always told you the same joke, like he's never told you that joke before. Or they told you some bit of information because he was big in like Discovery Channel when it was a real educational channel. Same with the Learning Channel and the History Channel and A&E. Yeah. All of those good channels they used to be. Oh, they're all shit now.
They're all history. I don't think
A&E. They're sharks.
Fucking
No, they're all shark channels.
And sharks.
Right,
yeah,
that's right.
But yeah, a tidbit of information that and it's just the way it was delivered. Right? It's not like. It was like he's told you once and he wants to continue some form of conversation about it. It's like it's brand new.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
Yeah,
it's one of these are one of those moments.
Can't you care to remember?
One of these moments where I wish we did have a camera. The expression alone really does demonstrate his frustration.
It sells the whole episode, really. Yeah,
my soul. It's like my soul is a chalkboard.
I also get very I don't know if it's a pet peeve, but I get annoyed or I get bored, maybe is the better way to say it, with people and their repeated stuff, right? Whatever it might be, their factoids, their jokes or whatever. So I try to do the thing about making a game or whatever, but also I've tried to take it internally where it's like, I don't want to do that. So I'm constantly trying to think of new stories or new things or educate myself so I don't do that to others because it is really fucking annoying. Like, no offense, they're probably not going to do this podcast, but there was this couple that we would see when I would walk Jackson, and they would always say the same thing. Now, who's walking who?
Oh, yeah.
Now, who's walking who? Like every day. Now, who's walking who? As if this was like a funny joke or whatever, right? Yeah. And then I would just say the dumbest shit back to them. Like, I think you know the answer to that. What are we doing here? Right? Like,
I'm walking
and then you know what I would say? I'd beat them to the punch. I'm like, now who's walking who? To him and his wife. Right? Quickly he stopped saying that. He got around that.
That's funny.
That's funny. But like the idea being is like I'm always just trying to think of things for my own wit and whatever. So that way I don't bring that in the world because of how fucking much it annoys me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I actually just thought of a pet peeve. Not quite the same. And it's not a high level because I know this is one of those human things. You're going on a long drive with people and they have this incessant need to not just talk with you the entire time. Hey, Dave.
Yes, turn right at beside
people who are driving, like the driver?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if that's a pet peeve or a safety hazard.
Well, there's two things to it. So one is the pet peeve I have. So I'll start with the actual true pet peeve. And that's just I am one of those annoying people. If we have things to talk about, let's talk.
Yeah, absolutely.
If we're together, even if we're together for like the next 6 hours and you're doing it, A, we don't have to actually be together if we have the option. And then B, if you're driving, let's just turn the radio, relax.
Yeah, there's lots of things to do.
Like, all right.
Agreed,
Not relax the sleepiness, please, if you're the one with the responsibility. But it's just one of those, it's one thing I've always loved about my wife, and now I'm just trying to defend in case I say anything stupid. It's just one of those, her and I have always been good. If we have something to talk about, we chit chat.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
no,
radio on, just sit back, relax. And what's great is it's one of those things I love to see because I'm pretty sure by doing this, our kids have this same perspective. What do they go on and on through the entire drive? No,
they're good.
No, we're all sitting there doing our thing. Yeah, it's just sometimes I get in the car, people that I do like, love, all those good things, but they want to talk the entire time, constantly.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a sleep traveler.
Nice.
I like to, have a little bit of a conversation.
Oh, yeah, you do a little of the chit chat.
But I'm a sleep traveler for sure. Like when my wife drives, I get the pillow and
You're out.
Like,
Does she tuck you in?
Almost.
Nice.
Well, I don't have a blankie though.
Oh,
so.
okay. We need to get
But
you
like
that.
any mode of transportation, I could sleep on.
Nice.
I've been in and around airplanes since I was born.
Yeah, that's
And
my
so I've
exception.
always been
I can
able
do
to sleep.
everything except for fucking planes.
Can't sit on a plane?
As
No.
soon as I hit
Yeah.
a plane, dude, as soon as I'm situated,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm
no.
out.
My big thing, and this is the joke between Shane and I, generally any place we go is just to the States, something simple. And the big joke is we'll get on the plane. And of course, like any, basically to get off at any airport, you're going to be there for 30 minutes, 45 by the time you even get on. As soon as it takes off, I'm awake.
Right up, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hilarious.
Yeah, I can't sleep on them. Even when I did the trip out to Korea and all that fun.
Oh, buddy, that sucks.
Yeah, I did not sleep.
Oh wow, I'd
Yeah.
be out.
Coming back, I had a problem from China.
Yeah.
Sorry, with similar
Yeah.
flight. I remember being fucking hella annoyed by the fact that I couldn't sleep because
Yeah.
I was in pain, just in pain.
Yeah, for me, it was never pain. It was always just that I would start to, and then the plane would jiggle.
Yeah. Anyway, Greg.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, I guess having a dad who's a pilot,
Yeah,
and
that
they,
helps.
they explain when you go in a plane with them, they explain to you
Right.
what's going on. So
Yeah.
so you're just like, oh, okay,
For sure.
Yeah.
so sleep's easy. Another pet peeve of mine would be people who
Just people.
just
Straight up people. Fucking people. A
fuck people.
pet peeve of mine. Can
Um,
we just get rid of all the people and just have pets? Just
Oh,
pets.
people who wear a headphone when you're talking to them.
Oh, yeah, that's common now.
I fucking hate that.
That's
I don't
happening
care.
all the
I don't
time
care what you're
now.
about to say. It's fucking rude. Take it the fuck out.
So, in my one defense, because I have to admit, I wouldn't say I do this while talking with people though. So, because what happens to me is I'll have my headphones in as I'm leaving the office, but I don't have music on. I say goodbye to the people working the desk, and that's fine. The headphones are in along with my toque, but they're not on. I'll get on the bus and have my headphones in. I sometimes see people that I know, and I'll do a pause. Hey, how's it going? If they're in a talkie mode, then yeah, I agree. I take out the bud.
Okay.
But if it's just a hey, how's it going? Pretty good. You good? And we're done. I never take it out.
That's not an actual conversation.
Okay, so you mean like if it were a hey, hello's okay?
Like if we were to start, if we were outside. Let's say you came up and we were outside.
Okay.
And me and Chris pulled up and and you still had your headphones in, and you were having a conversation with me.
Yes.
Like we
Right.
have our little, when I'm having a smoke or
Yep.
whatever. Yeah. No, take your fucking headphones.
So what you're saying is right now you're really pissed off.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, right now you must be
Well, no,
fucking
because they're involved in the conversation. If you were just sitting there listening to,
but you
if
said
you were listening to another
you
podcast,
said
I'd be pissed.
You said it pissed you off, even if it was muted.
No, I didn't.
Oh, I thought you did. My mistake.
Well, wait a second. Yeah,
I thought you did.
Yeah, even when it's muted, but
Yeah.
that's not the. That's no.
But I have headphones right now.
Okay, but if they were, if my voice wasn't coming through the headphones and you weren't hearing my voice, yes, then it would be annoying.
Okay.
Because
there
I'm
you
trying
go.
to have a conversation with you.
Fair enough. I understand. I'm just trying to piss you off now.
Yeah.
Now I'm trying to irritate you.
You know what else is a pet peeve of mine? When Dave does shit like that.
Yeah.
That makes me happy. Thank you.
But yeah, no, like in all seriousness, when
I
you're actually
gotcha.
trying to have a serious conversation with somebody,
Yeah.
and they've got, I don't care if it's one in your fucking head, take it the fuck out.
Oh yeah, no.
I
If
always
it's a
take mine out and put mine in my
conversation,
pocket.
yes. If it's a
Yeah.
conversation, even if it's
I
not
even-
serious, if it's a conversation, I agree.
I even have this mode on my headphones because they have little microphones on the outside where you can push the button and you can actually still, like, you can hear.
Pass through.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I got that. I don't know. I'll take it out.
Yeah.
Take it out. It's rude.
To be polite.
It's just rude.
I have a pet peeve, but I've learned to just live with it because I'm not going to change it. People that just middle of conversation or whatever, they just go to their phone and they go have a conversation with someone else.
Mm.
Oh, you do that all the time. You do
It
it all the
annoys the
time.
fuck out of me.
I know.
too,
It's just like it's like everybody
But again, I
maybe
think
does it. So now I've just
maybe
adjusted it
for
where
me
I just shut up, wait till they're done, and then continue whatever I was saying. Because I was just like, well, that's just the world we're in. People
maybe for me, it's again the context.
Maybe. I don't know. It's just. I remember being really fucking rageful when it would happen. I get whenever the beginning of time that was.
Yeah.
But now I'm just like, oh
in
yeah,
the
no,
before
that's
times.
just in the before times. But now I'm just like, yeah, that's just what people do.
So
No,
I do have times where I make it clear about the rules.
That's one thing too. Like I will do that too. Like if I've got something to deal with, I'll be like, oh, just so you know, I might have to check my phone.
Well, there's that
whatever,
side of it, yeah.
sort of thing. But like, I try, and I'm not perfect at it, but I try to not.
I don't think you can absolve yourself.
No. We all have phones, but I try my best.
I don't think you do it as much as say I would. Or something.
I put my phone away as much as I can.
Yeah, to me, it's just the moment. And what I always try to call it, like for our family, we always have the Sunday family dinners. I've talked about that before.
But again, contextual. Because you've checked your phone a lot sitting here.
For a reason.
Contextual,
exactly.
Yeah.
But also, too, like, if you're checking for notifications, I get it. You get your phone, whatever. It's like when you pull it up and, like, literally just have a conversation.
Start going through
whatever's like, oh, okay.
I'm just seeing what's on the Reddit.
Like,
I thought we were just talking about the death of my aunt.
I'll admit I'll pull up like
please no, this
something.
wasn't me like this, like to throw this on you. Be like, whatever. Not at all. Not at all.
I'll check notifications. For certain things, because it's like if I were to get, I turn off notifications for things that aren't as important as other things.
Sure, yeah,
because I could get information that I need from certain thing. Like I'm not going to get information I need from TikTok or fucking Instagram.
Correct.
So those notifications are gone.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's like Messenger for me, things like that. Like the only time I get a buzz on my phone is if I've been called or text messaged.
98% of the time, for me too.
Yeah,
typically.
And if I see spam or a number, I don't care, or it's just hey Dave, what you up to? Put the phone down.
Now, mind you, I have been guilty of when I'm with people that I don't want to have conversations with, whomever they may be, going to my phone and hanging out in there for as long as I possibly can before anybody says anything. So I get it. You know what I mean? I'm a part of it. Right?
So if you're with Chris and you don't want to be, you now know
what's going on. That's right. Exactly. Make it quite known.
People who disappear in the middle of conversations when you're talking to them on the whatever.
Yeah. Can you give an example? I think I know what you mean.
Like text messages, you mean?
Like you're having a conversation with somebody and you're in the middle of this conversation. There's
been
no
out.
end.
Yeah,
there's been no end, and then you don't get a response for like 45 minutes.
Yeah, to me, there's two sides of that coin because I have to admit I've done both. One where I truly had to get called away for something else.
Yeah,
like I'm at the office or something, and oops, shit, somebody's just escalated something.
Right.
But that's kind of understandable. And then I will admit, I guess there's the other one, which is a little less. It sounds like I'm just trying to make an excuse, but I've actually done this even recently. Having a chat with somebody, I thought the chat was done, but they had actually sent me one last question message. I completely missed it. Saw it like an hour and a half later. Went, oh fuck.
I have certain I have certain gives like probably middle of the day kind of thing.
Yeah,
like,
if they're like working or whatever.
Chances are you're at work.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know your fucking schedule, and I don't care to know your fucking schedule.
You're just assuming there probably is.
If I know you have a job,
regardless
of if it's part time or full time.
Right.
And I can't say I haven't done it either, but I will do. I hope I do because I try to. I like to be the person. I'll admit that fault. I'll be like, oh fuck.
Right? I did too.
Like I'll get back to you. Like,
I think we've all done that. It's like, oh shit, my bad.
Like, shit, I'm at work.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I didn't catch
that. I think we've all done that.
To you a lot.
I think I've done that to you too, and we've all done that.
But if
Dave does it, Dave doesn't care. He's just like, fuck it, here I am.
If I know like Nikki's on lunch or some shit like that, and or if I'm out and I know she's at home and Max is sleeping, and there's nothing else that's really her like. Like, okay, if Max is up, then chances are either she's dealing with Max, there could be a tantrum, she could be feeding him, she could be bathing
a lot
him,
of things going on.
Yada, 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 right?
Yeah.
But, so it's like, dude, we were just, like, talking, and then, poof, gone.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So, not quite the same, but one of those things, we're going to talk about a pet peeve of my wife's back in the day before she trained me, text messaging. She'd always send stuff like, hey, I'm on my way home. And I would read it. Okay. And not reply. And I got so much shit over time because she's like, why don't you ever, like, I always say K to let you know I got the fucking message.
At least something. I'm going to go with her on this. I'm going to go with her on this. At least a little something.
And I never did it. And then finally, I can't remember the exact date in all honesty, but it just, it got properly beaten in me. And since that time, I do my best to always.
I love it.
Whenever I get, I'm on my way or, hey, kids dropped off, I was, okay.
Yeah,
I was just thinking of the South Park ChatGPT. If he had that back in the day, this wouldn't even fucking be a problem.
Right. This wouldn't even be a fucking
Wouldn't be a problem. Wouldn't be a conversation.
Wouldn't even be a conversation.
That was basically the whole thing. Was what they did was the kids use ChatGPT to answer their girlfriends, so they don't have to actually give them Like, instead of just like a thumbs up or not respond at all, it's like, oh, I understand what you mean. Yes, I did.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'll accept a thumbs up again in certain scenarios. Like,
Oh yeah, if I'm on
It's
my way,
acknowledgement. Yeah, absolutely.
I'd
like
be
when-
acknowledged.
usually when
The
you and I
KK.
are talking
Sure.
about nothing important, which is 95% of the time on
98.
Signal. Yeah.
Only 99.
And
Which
you
has to be on Signal.
you
Has
know,
to all be secured.
you throw a thumbs up.
Yeah,
right?
of
Or
course.
something
Yeah.
like that. It's okay. At least you saw it. You're acknowledging.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But if it's serious shit and just like a thumbs up or an okay, it's like, no, wait, hold on a second.
No,
Hold
that's
on a second. This is a conversation,
The
not
next
a
time-
monologue, motherfucker.
The next time we
This
have a
is
serious
dialogue.
conversation, I'm doing that. I'm going to just throw up a quick thumbs up.
Well, you actually
I'm
called
gonna
out.
come to your fucking house and I'm gonna piss in your fucking window. That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, I kind of want to see you piss in the
And
window.
then I'll just
but
give
anyway.
you another. Then I'll give you a thumbs down.
lives-
Then
you-
I'll give
I,
you a thumbs down.
oh, gotcha,
ground
gotcha.
windows.
Gotcha,
Right
gotcha.
there.
Yeah.
So I politely put my hand in the air because it's moments like that where you call it somewhat of a pet peeve. If it's something like serious where you need to have a discussion, don't fucking text message.
Right.
I'm on the other side where it's like, no, if this is
Let's
a
chat it out. Let's talk
discussion,
it out. Yeah.
I do not want a text message. And it's not a, let's
It depends.
talk.
Again, depends on the discussion.
Yeah. If it's a serious, like I have to, and maybe that's me showing my age because I have to admit, other than what do you want for dinner? Hey, I'm on my way home.
You
Shit
also
like
have
this.
to trust that other person's going to pick up the phone and use the phone for its intended
But that's what I
purpose.
mean is if this is an actual discussion,
Calculator in games.
like I have to admit, like that's a talk to the person. That's like text messaging to me is never for discussion.
Not for serious. Here's a pet peeve in regards to what we're talking about.
I love that we're growing the pet peeve tree.
It's not, I wouldn't say growing, it's more of like remembering. I hate discussing money over text message. I hate
That is a very
I
specific
hate it.
pet peeve.
Like when Nikki
what
starts trying
what
to
context
talk to me
we're
about, like,
talking money?
well,
Like-
when Nikki starts trying to talk to me about budgeting, I guess maybe more like serious.
okay.
Okay.
Like serious budgeting, not
yeah.
like,
Hey, we need to
hey,
stop this.
Like, do you think we have an extra $20 so I can stop at the dollar store? Yeah, well, fuck.
Yeah,
whatever.
that's fine.
Blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah.
Sure, yeah.
But when it's like, oh, we need to pay this and we need to do this and we need to blah, 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 we need to do it's like, hold the fucking phone.
yeah,
Not literally, because you are holding the phone because you're messaging me.
but
But hold the fuck on here. Like, can we like actually have a discussion? Because there are certain things that could maybe wait
Yeah.
a little bit. But,
we're actually saying the same thing
but
here.
let's
Yeah.
have a discussion about why that
Yes.
can happen,
Yes.
and then through text message, it's the same.
It's
but
the same.
specifically
for you. That's
money.
Yeah, for me, it's just that anytime it's a discussion, no, we're not doing that through a text message.
I agree. You can initiate
Yes.
through a text message. Like
yes.
case in point, when Toby passed,
Mm,
right?
mm.
It was proper to initiate the conversation. I don't know if that was what you were expecting, but to initiate it by text, that made perfect sense. But for me to respond in text, I think would have been tacky.
Oh no.
The
Finish
reason
yours.
the reason why I say that, because it was there's an emotional gravitas to a situation like that I feel at least deserves a call. And
And
we
if
were
I
able to
couldn't
do
have
it.
answered, I could have been like, "Yeah, I can't."
Exactly,
blah, blah, blah,
exactly.
blah.
But
Okay, I'll give
and we
you
ended up
that.
talking about video. And even if you couldn't have answered, because we're such good friends, we would have waited for a time that we could talk about it
That's
in
true.
greater detail.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. And to your point, David, I agree. To initiate, to get it going, to let information out, that makes sense to a
Yes.
degree. To a degree, right? There's some things you maybe
I
don't
find
want to
it's
text.
easier
yes.
to
But-
have an argument through text.
Yeah, because you could sort your feelings
Because-
out. and-
Exactly. You can
Yeah.
take that time
Yep, agreed.
to think about what you're going to say.
In fact, I'd say for all marriages, being able to willfully text each other is probably a great benefit.
'Cause I mean, you can still say something stupid,
Sure.
but there's
me.
less of a chance that you're going to say because you get to at
Right.
least reread what you said.
Hopefully.
And if it's like, yeah, if you're not just one of those like keyboard warriors, yeah.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm one of those people who I'll go back over and be
Yeah.
like, okay, A, did I get my point across the way I wanted to get it across?
Right.
B, was I not a dick about it?
Yeah.
Right. Like if you're trying to diffuse a situation, or if
You're self-editing, and
Yeah.
that's awesome.
So I'll try to at least.
Yeah.
But
I have
good.
to admit, all of this, it's not me at all.
Mm.
I don't do any discussions or anything through text messaging in any shape or form.
Okay.
But you know what? I have to give a bit of credit. Seeing or hearing the two of you speak of it, I had actually thought that somebody I know, love, and live with, who constantly is doing this with her friends and people she works with, they have the big, long back and forth. I thought it was unique and interesting, but based on you two sharing, I now know it's actually common. I'm the weird one.
Well, I can say that texting has definitely helped communication in my relationship with my significant other.
Nice, that's good. to hear.
Absolutely has, because you say things in the heat of the moment or
Mhm,
whatever, and
mhm.
then you got to fucking talk yourself off that ledge, and you got way more miles of conversation than you needed to have. Whereas if you had a text and someone gives you their diatribe of what their perspective is, you can read over it, analyze it, and then think of your response. It's provided you're not like a psycho and you just want to, just
You definitely have to be.
You have to be genuinely
You
involved.
have to be a level-headed, genuine. All joking aside, level-headed, genuine person to be able to say, okay, I gotta take a step back,
right.
take that 10-15 minutes,
Yep.
and cool down.
Yep.
Read this, reread it, and go from there. kind of
Exactly,
thing, right?
exactly.
Like,
And if you got to go through like 40 of those really long messages or whatever, then that's what you got to go through. But
Mhm.
to get to the point where you can actually talk again about it, I think, yeah. So I definitely see
it's
that.
and it's easier too, because especially depending on the severity of this scenario too, right? Because it could be a heated argument,
Mhm.
and when I find myself in that situation, I like to leave.
Oh, that's
I like
fine.
to go for a walk or go for a drive. Or
Yes.
Usually I'll go for a drive and I'll come here to the studio. And then that's when usually that text message,
Sure.
Somebody sends the other person a novel
Yeah.
fucking thing, and you have to sit there and you scroll. Okay, go back. Scroll.
Yeah.
Okay, go
Yeah.
back. Sometimes you want to copy and paste it into your notes so it's in a bigger format.
Grab
yeah,
grab your
at least- so,
iPad.
you know,
Connect
I'm-
your
I'm-
printer,
yeah,
your
right.
dot matrix, and print it all
I'm
out.
here. I'm in a comfortable
You're in a
place.
safe space.
I'm not walking around in the fucking cold trying to,
Right.
so I'm pissed off. I'm in the fucking cold.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do this and my fucking thumbs. Yeah. So I just find it to be, easier to get your ducks in a row if you're in that scenario.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
agree.
the going away from that one, I 100% agree. Yeah, if you're upset, angry, and you're not even really fully sure why yet, that concept, like, you know why because you're angry, but you don't know. Then, you step back, have a moment, take a break, all those good things. I 100% agree. But yeah, I guess just in my case, like when I do something stupid and I'm gonna get yelled at, I always get yelled at in person.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I have to admit, I don't really communicate through text messages.
Okay, and I get what you're saying. So usually it doesn't end on the text message.
Oh, I assumed as much too.
Right?
Sorry.
So
yeah.
usually it'll get to a point where it's like, okay, I'm comfortable. I feel calm enough. I feel like the other person's calm enough
Yeah.
that we can now be in the same room again and finish
The discussion.
The discussion
That's a good
on
point.
the same page.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's a good
Right.
point.
So now that at least the reconciliation part of it
Is in person. And again,
in person sort of.
it could be. It sounds like it's one of those. The two of you may not agree, but you're willing to discuss to find where that line is. That two.
And Nikki and I have always had that relationship, and I think it's because of kind of the groundwork I set, like not my ultimatums or like I guess my terms, right? Like
Terms of service.
terms. Yeah, like. Exactly. She read terms of service and agreed to the whole thing without reading. But because I just come out of the whole divorce, blah 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 blah,
fair,
and I
fair,
was in
gotcha.
a point in my life where I wasn't fucking around
Gotcha.
anymore. So I was like, this is what I want. This is who I am. This is how I fucking go about shit.
Mhm.
Communication is key. Like
Sure. All
whatever.
the things that.
Yeah.
You're gonna get mad at me. I'm gonna get mad at you. It's gonna fucking happen.
Yep.
It's gonna fucking
And you will
happen.
lose.
Right?
No,
like
no,
it's
sorry.
no.
Yeah.
But I'm one to, I'll admit my fucking faults. I got to a point in my life where it was like,
Yes.
you hurt my feelings, or you did this, or you blah, blah. Okay. Yeah. Shit. Fuck. Sorry.
Yep.
How do we fix that?
Yeah.
How do
I
we
didn't
not
mean
fix
to,
it, but how
yeah.
do we work?
Yeah. I didn't mean to, or here's why I acted or said this.
Not even here's why, because not everything needs to be defended. Not everything.
I gotcha.
It's
fair.
It's just like, offending somebody, right? Like you're in a coffee shop and you say something that offends somebody. It doesn't matter why it offended them. It fucking did. Right?
Fairish.
Not everything needs to be defended.
Yeah,
Right.
That's fine. Yeah, I gotcha.
Oh well,
Right.
I said
you know
this
what?
racial slur because, and you're going to stand up and defend yourself because you said that. No, you offended that person.
Actually, you know what? I actually have a better perception now. It's that, and I think we might even talk to something about this. That please don't call me a he. I'm actually more of a she.
Okay.
Oh, okay, no problem. And when they come at you like that, oh please,
Sure.
they're talking
Yeah.
directly to. All right, okay, sure, no problem, and you're done.
Mhm.
Somebody has, oh god, these people like just
Right.
judging like that again. To your earlier point,
wokey.
way back in this lovely chat, it's almost that perception, how they're sharing it back.
Right. Exactly.
Perception's
Exactly.
perception's
Yeah.
a big.
Because even if you completely disagree
Because-
with that what person's saying, but if they come out and just simply here's why, and they're just trying to explain, then
There's the fine line of explaining yourself and virtue signaling, right?
yes,
That's exactly
yeah,
what
I
that
gotcha.
is. It's
Yeah.
right, yeah.
But
yeah.
you can. There's oh man, this fucking conversation has gone to a completely other podcast.
I got a fucking pet peeve about conversations going to other fucking places. Then why this?
Why are you involved in this podcast? No, I completely forgot what.
Oh, well.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
What were we talking about?
Oh my god, another pet peeve of mine is when people forget what they're fucking talking about. Jesus Christ.
That doesn't actually bug me.
No, it doesn't bother me.
And actually, it's funny. Somebody I know, and they knew what's been going on with my brain, but they're like, I always hate it when people forget names and stuff, and they kind of go, "I'm sorry, Dave." I'm like, no, it's all good, man. I can pet peeve you. I just have a good excuse now.
I no longer have a pet peeve about that. I used to, but now that I realize that technically we aren't supposed to be able to remember more than 140 things at a time.
What? I
Whatever
heard
it
it
is.
was like 10.
Yeah, and I don't know exactly what it is.
That's
but,
why phone numbers are only 7 digits long.
How many phone numbers do you actually remember this day and age?
Actually, it was in one of those what was it called? I think it was Brain Games
Okay.
or one of those Nat Geo fucking shows, and they were saying you can only store 8 to 10 things in your RAM.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Before when you start putting shit in, it starts pushing stuff out.
I could.
Right?
I think it might be 140 people in your life. I think.
Oh,
is what-
okay,
I think I'm not sure, but yes, I think you're right about
Faces?
possibly.
Maybe?
But I think you're right about specifically. Anyways, once I learned that, I'm like, okay, I'm much more easier on myself because I get pretty fucking mad at myself when I forget shit. I get really,
Mhm.
really, really, really pissed at myself. I stop doing that so much, and then when other people forget stuff, I stop being so upset with them because
I usually only
Yeah.
forget names when I'm not at a place enough times.
mhm,
Like there's some people at the museum.
mhm,
If you were to ask me their name, I'd be
that you work with. You mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like just I don't know.
Mm.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, there's people that I work more closely with.
Mm-hmm.
Like these are more people in the office too.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I'm
Right.
not an office person. I'm
Yes.
a utilities,
Yeah.
doing stuff around the building person. So anybody I would come in contact more so throughout my day, yeah, obviously I'm going to remember fucking
Yep.
Ross's name or the
Whomever.
security guard's
Bob,
name, stuff like
Bill.
that. Yeah.
Rachel, Ross. Wait, Ross said Ross already. Monica.
But some people in the office is like sometimes it's like I don't remember who that is. I'll have to
Right.
ask
Oh,
my
they
buddy-
often say the same.
I have to ask my
Yeah,
buddy Chuck.
yeah,
Probably.
Yep.
Because I'll have to ask my buddy Chuck, who's the full time. He's there.
Yep.
He's been there for 20 years, and
Yeah.
right. So it's like, who's that person over there?
Yeah.
But
That's one of the benefits for me nowadays. This thing.
Yeah, I got
I
a
just-
condition,
I can't.
Sorry. I'm actually going to start doing that too. All my best friends got a condition. That's why I can't remember things.
that's why I'm glad marijuana's legal.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can use that.
I got now I can socially I can
Perfectly.
blame it,
Yeah.
I smoke
Not at the
weed.
workplace. Not at the workplace.
Yeah, no.
Otherwise, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm high right now. Yeah.
high.
As you're
You
driving
could do
the
that at the
car.
workplace. I don't know if you'd be working there much longer after
Yeah,
that.
you
but,
wouldn't. No. Just for everybody
Well,
out
that's
there,
another
yes,
conversation.
do not get high at the workplace, no matter
Unless
the place.
my old job, then you can definitely. Anyways.
Well, again, not.
But what if it's-
not,
what if
Not my current job,
Yeah.
exactly.
See again, that's always what if it's prescription? I guess it depends on the job.
Well, that would be
Two
that would
answers,
still be
yes.
terms with that you would
Yeah.
decide with your job too, right? Like that you'd I
But if it's-
prescribe this.
If it's a
And then they
job
would,
if it's a job that's like construction.
Oh yeah, then,
Probably
no.
not.
No, unfortunately, no. Yeah.
Yeah,
If-
no,
if
I
it's a
gotta.
job like trying to rent hotel rooms at a call center.
I'm
Depend-
gonna
no.
disagree with the construction thing though because I would imagine a lot of them are high because they do it as often as they do.
So here you go. You're making an assumption based on their jobs alone.
Like this lady.
Yes, I am. I'm doing that right now. Is that a pet peeve of
You're
yours? Is that a pet peeve of yours?
You're a job cyst.
I'm a job cyst.
You're a job cyst. You're a job bigot.
If you're in the construction out there and you smoke weed or don't smoke weed, our 20s of fans, let us know. We want to know more about this.
And as we've been having this conversation, I think I've solidified my statement of that there's levels. There's defcons.
Oh, there's definitely levels.
Because pet peeve is like when my dog comes in with muddy feet. But it's just like,
what are you gonna do about it?
It's one of those. It's one of those pet peeves, right? It's just like, I don't even bother like Trapper, because it's like, what's he? He's a dog.
It's like waking up at 5 a.m. to let Jackson out. Do I want to? No. But what am I gonna do? He's got to go, right? He's got to go.
And what's great about your dog example is if you really want to, you can go get the booties, put the booties on.
Right? And you know what? Then what would be a pet peeve? Putting the booties on.
Yeah. Every time he wants to go outside.
So it's for me. It's what is that?
Mm-hmm.
That what hurts my soul. That's the fight that I'm gonna fight, right? Like I don't know why. I don't know why. What the difference between Trapper getting mud on my floor isn't as severe as somebody saying I seen a movie. I don't get it. Get it?
Well, there's only one common factor in both those scenarios, and that's you.
I'm insane.
That's you. That's
right?
the only thing that is common.
I don't disagree with this. But yeah, so I mean,
I'm sure therapy maybe.
Right?
I agree with you. I do.
Yeah.
Like I think that somebody who doesn't put the toilet paper roll on with the toilet paper going over the top is a psychopath.
Is a fucking savage. Absolutely.
They don't belong in my house.
That doesn't make me.
If you put the toilet paper roll on upside down, I am not breaking bread with you, motherfucker. You are a crazy person. I'm pretty sure I've seen at least 3 Criminal Minds episodes where that was profiled in the fucking psychopath's fucking...
I'm not that annoyed by that, but I am annoyed if I go to change it and then someone goes to change it back. I'm like, now we got ourselves a fucking problem.
Wait, like if you put
we got ourselves an issue.
If you put it on the right way, right?
Yeah.
If you put it on the...
No. If let's say someone puts it on the wrong way, and then I go to change it to the right way.
Yeah.
And then they go to change it to the wrong way again.
That's a fighting action.
That's like, what are we doing here?
I'm pretty sure
that might be the reason why I bought a bidet. I'm pretty sure
that's why Alexander Hamilton got into the duels that he got into.
Probably was.
Because of the toilet paper.
Absolutely. Just smacking him.
You changed my outhouse papers? Sir!
Oh my god.
But yeah, I don't know. Again, I don't know why. It's like one of those things. It's like, just do it.
Yeah.
I don't think I actually have anything that irritates me like that. Shit. I don't know. There are things that are just kind of like,
you just want to like, and it's not even a person or a somebody doing it. It's like you want to wring the situation's neck.
No,
like,
nothing's truly jumping in my head. Shit.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I have to admit, like, and again, don't get me wrong. Like, am I annoyed when, they've gone and used the lovely toilet, they take the last toilet paper, and I'm one of those people that I always keep the spares on the toilet.
Yeah. Right.
And, ours is that one of the things where you slide it on. So, to be honest, no matter how you want to do it, it's easy. Just take it on, take it off. It's nice and simple.
But again, that would be like more of your pet peeve is laziness.
Yeah, that would be
because that's
ultimate laziness.
That's the ultimate, especially if you don't have
You're literally right there.
If you don't have to fucking like, push the thing in.
Oh yeah, no. It's just a little hook in you.
So that is that. I've got to agree with AJ.
Maybe it's laziness.
I think that is laziness.
Because I mean, fuck, we got a toilet paper roll in our front bathroom. I don't know where they got this thing when they put this house together, but it's one of the ones that you like have to push the clip in, and then the side of it pops open.
Yes,
it's like fucking mall bathroom back in the fucking 90s. Fucking toilet paper roll, school.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And sometimes it doesn't want to pop
out. Yeah.
Sometimes you just put the toilet paper on.
But
I mean, at least there's toilet paper there.
Yes,
right?
no.
It's not like
that's my big
completely
thing.
Devoid of toilet paper.
Like a normal person, if I'm about to, I sit down and I realize, oh shit, no toilet paper. And then I look behind, there's still no toilet paper. And I realize that somebody put the last roll on, didn't get more like is the rule, and empty this one, still hasn't filled it. That one is annoying. That one is a pet peeve.
That's where he goes.
You're sitting there. I already told the kids. I told them it's fine if you guys ever do this. Your bedrooms are near the upstairs washroom. I'll go in, grab a sock, and clean myself.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Or
I
a
love
t-shirt.
I love it. Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Having an autistic kid is really hard if you have pet peeves.
I
or
guess it would
OCD,
be.
because you can't really.
It
like,
is.
if it's
You gonna get
something
mad at
that
him?
they do,
Yeah.
and there are certain things you can get. Again, it depends on where they are on the spectrum.
Yeah.
But with Max, let's say in particular, like there are a lot of things I can get him. Like, dude, don't.
Yeah.
You know, like
And over time.
stop. But there are certain things that autistic people are compelled to do.
Mhm.
Just like an OCD thing, it's called a stim. They're stimulating part of their brain. Like Max will do this a lot, right? He'll like flip his fingers, or one fucking thing, and I can't get him to stop doing it, is a squeak that he does. He does this like,
Oh, gotcha.
and he'll fucking go around the house, man, and all day. It's like, dude,
I could understand over
dude,
time.
you gotta stop.
You just
man.
need a break, please.
Or like I've watched TV shows a lot. I've watched movies a lot. I've listened to music a lot. I remember words. I've sing. This kid fucking goes through every scene in fucking Paw Patrol word for word all day.
Oh, nice.
Every fucking not nice, Dave.
Sorry, the back.
Not nice.
Okay.
Not nice, Dave. Like I it's to the point where it's driving me crazy a little bit. And it's, I don't know if that's a pet peeve or just something that's happened over and over and over and over and over again, and now it's just like
I would say
not
that
a pet
I
peeve.
would say no, actually I have to say from my perspective it's slightly not a pet peeve, because it's one of those just, because like when I was joking with about, how I sometimes have moments with my mother where I just freak
sure.
out. It's just constantly there's something happening in a certain way, and it gets locked in your own brain. I don't know. It may not be the same,
but you have to deal with it.
Yeah. Well,
in this situation, in my situation, and it's few and far between, right?
Yeah.
There's very few things that are like, if I could throw a kid, I would throw a kid, but I can't because that's illegal.
That's
and
legal.
wrong.
Not allowed
You
to
would
hurt
hurt them,
That's right,
and it's not nice. And
yeah.
you shouldn't do that.
No.
But there's, but yeah, it's few and far between. But yeah, man, like because you can't even explain. Like you could explain to your son or your daughter or whatever, your significant other, like why it bothers you so much.
Yeah.
Right. Or even the fact that it does.
Yeah.
Because Max really doesn't understand that concept of something bothering somebody, like something annoying somebody, right? He gets the bigger pictures of like mad, sad, happy.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas like annoyed, sarcastic, those subtleties
Yeah, you can't.
are kind of lost on him, right? So you just kind of have to like try. And sometimes when he's doing the squeaking thing and you tell him like, dude, just it's time to cut her out, man. Sometimes you can kind of reroute his brain to other things, but yeah, it's crazy. So it's definitely a learning experience or an immersion in
the situation,
having to get past what bothers you that much, or a pet peeve, or, right? Because again, you can't.
It's always you, right? It's never the other person. You've got to learn how to.
That's true, and
that,
especially
right?
in regards to it, because it is a subjective.
Absolutely.
Because we've all sat here and said, like Dave said to a lot of ours, like, no, that's not me, man.
You're right, exactly.
And we've agreed,
of course.
Yep. But Dave's been like, no, man, that's not me, man.
Yeah. The only thing I would ask, and just curious if it would work, is have maybe distracting him. So yeah, like this is annoying, but that he does also get engrossed in this. Try and distract him to something.
It depends.
Gotcha.
With the squeaky mouth thing, it's he could be doing
that while doing
it's
that.
Like it's almost
fair
to
enough.
a degree. I kind of think it might be subconscious in a way. I think
he's not
it's a
realized.
tick.
Yeah,
I think it might be some kind of like just like like people are just sitting there like like people have ticks.
Gotcha. Yeah,
but he's in a loop.
Gotcha.
A lot of the stuff that he does is in a loop, right? Like he will, dude. I've heard words over and over and over again for 10 minutes, right? So it's a tick, it's a loop, it's a
gotcha.
thing. Like there's certain things you can tell him like, stop doing that,
Right.
and I haven't seen him do it in weeks or something. Right.
Okay.
But with that,
There's certain things that
Yeah.
even he doesn't appear to have that control that you could even tell him because
and for somebody who's sensitive to sound
Hmm.
as well, like those high pitch, right? It's like when people take the balloon, and they go,
Mm,
beep,
yeah.
beep, it's that kind of thing. So it's painful in a way.
Shit.
So, but unfortunately, it's something that, do I really want to die on this fucking hill,
No.
or do I just want to, like you're saying, instead of, because that's what you do with autism and autistic people, is if they're doing something repetitively and maybe they shouldn't be doing it or whatever,
Try to distract with something else.
You veer them off into another direction. But like, is this really a fight? Like for me, it's like, okay, now it's my responsibility, like Chris was saying, to disconnect from that sound, right? To find another way to
find a coping mechanism.
Mm-hmm. So it's weird.
No,
Interesting. It's interesting. I always say that having an autistic kid is probably one of the most interesting, craziest adventures you could possibly have, but it's fucking cool.
Yeah,
it's
nice.
really fucking cool. Yeah,
that's good. Just your perspective on it. That is good to hear.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But it's interesting having to not be able to discuss, like with your significant other, or that this is a pet peeve.
Yeah.
Please don't.
No.
Fair.
Please no.
Please no.
But
But then you have moments of connection, and it's fucking amazing.
Well, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like I said, few and far between.
Balancing.
The peeves are few and far between with that kid.
Yeah. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Nice.
So.
Yeah. Well, my pet peeve is not knowing when we're going to end the episode. When are we going to end the episode?
I think this is a good
I'm
spot.
I'm kidding. I don't really
I don't know.
I'm
Jocelyn.
Any time now.
Yeah.
But again, I would say I've laid out personally my 2 or 3 major
Peeves.
like
Mm-hmm.
nails on a
Got some
chalkboard,
catharsis out.
OCD pet peeve kind of things. Whereas there's certain ones that are like, it annoys me, but I've found, this is my final thoughts.
Go on, Jerry.
That pet peeve is more of a
Good call.
thing that's like instantaneous and then
Gone.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
you don't
it's
carry it.
like I was saying, like, there's certain things like saw and seen. That's how it makes me feel, but it lasts like.
I'd agree
It's
with
one
you.
of those annoyances that lasts like.
Yep.
Right. So
You're not angry. You don't carry it everywhere. It's just
maybe
that's
the
and you move on.
the difference between a pet peeve and something that
Truly irritates.
fucking pisses you off.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
That's
know.
a good definition.
That's what I'm seeing through our
I
conversations.
second that definition.
I would say, I don't know about the definition, but I just think that they're internal. So it's something I got to deal with, not projected on other people. It's my shit, not your shit.
So
even though you annoy me with it, it's still my shit. I got to deal with it.
but something it can still be collective.
Sure. But typically,
So you can deal with, like, if all three of us had, and there was
if
a
we had the
fourth
same
person-
pet peeve against one person, we could collectively
Okay, so it
go
isn't-
after that
so
one
then
person.
It isn't technically just your
But
thing.
in my personal opinion, my pet peeves are my pet peeves. I could go and make a whole thing and try to get other people involved in my pet peeves. I don't share the same ones, but it seems like a giant waste of time when I could just smoke weed, meditate, and get over it. You
It's
know what I
more
mean?
often than not that a pet peeve is something that, like we've noticed in this conversation, 2 out of 3 or 1 out of 3 is going to have it.
Yeah.
And the other 2 or 1 are going to be like, nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's my annoyances.
Yeah.
Mine. So it's something I got to.
What hill do you want to die on?
Right.
Well, it's not even about hill, and I can allude to this because in some cases, if it's somebody you see constantly and they are constantly peeving you properly, just hey, I just want to share. And I understand how stupid this is, but I really wish you would say KK when you receive a message from me instead of fucking not responding at all.
Right.
Like that sort of thing.
Exactly.
Mhm.
That's good. Yeah. That's it. Well, gentlemen, any more peeves of petting?
Well, so there's some petting, but that's for later.
That's for later. Yeah. That's for
I'm going
after
to pet my pee later.
That's for Sarcastic Distractions After Dark.
Welcome to. That's where I get to do the intro, right?
Yeah.
Hey, everybody.
Well, as long as you don't do it creepy, then you can.
I would say that came a little creepy.
Yeah.
You can be like, hey, ladies.
You can do that. That's perfect.
It's Wednesday.
Actually, that
And it's
Dave's
time
getting
for the
ready.
ladies'
He's
man.
getting aroused. He's ready. I think that's the perfect voice right there. I love it. And you out there, what are your pet peeves? Do they align with ours? Do you have different ones? Do you have ones we didn't even fucking talk about? We want to know. Let us know your thoughts on pet peeves and how they razzle you or razz you and get you going. Leave those in the comments and just keep this conversation going. Also, we have ourselves a Discord server that we can keep the conversation going through there. So please find our link on our in our description there for that as well. Also, if you like what we're doing, we got ourselves a Buy Me a Coffee link, so you can throw us a little bit of money to keep the lights on and give us some more bubblies. We can keep our voices moist, ready to go. And anybody out there that's not feeling well in the mental department, we want to know you're not alone. As we've been discussing this entire episode, we're all fucked up in the head. So it's important to talk about this stuff because you matter not just to us, but those are around you. So we can't do that. Talk about this stuff with anybody that's in your direct vicinity. We're going to have some links in our description so you can find the help that you might need. But until next time, I've been Harvey.
I'm to Dave.
I'm Leon Phelps, the ladies' man.
Very nice.
No, you're not. You're AJ.
Oh, fine.
God. You almost got me, too. Jeez.
Hey.
What?
In this day and age, I'm allowed to identify as a fictional character.
As a ladies' man? I think you should.
As a fictional character.
Ladies, man.
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Just like that.
A fictional character.
And just like that, you got yourself sarcastically distracted. Thanks so much for hanging out with us in our fun program. Have yourselves a wonderful night.
Take
Peace.
care, all.
Bye now.